Hello, Callum. This is Dee Michelle speaking to you from Adelaide in South Australia. I thought I'd just do a sample video for you, one that we've done, a do-it-yourself job at home here. If you're not happy with that, that's fine. We'll go ahead and contact somebody else who can do this for you. So what I'm going to do is just go through the application and then you can decide on how you'd like the format. So what I'm going to be talking about is, the title is Love Will Change Your Life. My eldest daughter was born 35 years ago. I didn't consciously plan to have children. She was an accident, and she accidentally changed my life because she was the first person to love me unconditionally. I was 27 years old at the time and I hadn't planned on having children, but when I found out I was pregnant, something within me told me to go ahead. I was having that baby whether my partner was going to support me or not. I'd go walking with my dog in local parks while I was pregnant and fantasize about the life I wanted to give my baby. I wanted to shower them with love and with intellectual stimulation. And gradually I realised as I walked that my foster mother had been verbally and emotionally abusive. I wanted a different life for my child, so I read up as much as I could. Having a baby is an awesome responsibility. I remember the first time I popped her in a carriage into the car and I suddenly appreciated the magnitude of taking care of someone other than myself. I'd love to be able to say that I did a far better job of caring for my daughter than my foster mother had done in looking after me. And mostly I did, I guess, but there were times I channeled her too. And that was a tremendous learning experience. If I, a blood unrelated foster daughter, could channel her foster mother, then my foster mother must have learned some bad behaviours. She wasn't inherently a bad person. In this paper, I'll share my experiences of caring for children after having been in state care for 15 years. My intention is to review the highlights as well as the challenges, particularly focused on the benefits to me of being loved by my children and of loving them and learning to be a responsible parent. I've long been a fan of Swiss psychologist Alice Miller, who talks of the way that childhood violence creates wounds and emotions which, if left untreated in the unconscious, can mean violence is transmitted to future generations and/or against the self and others. We often unintentionally, as adults who've been hurt, we do to others what has been done to us. Many care-experienced adults are wounded from their childhood experiences and desperate for love. I'd like to tell a cautious and cautionary tale about the pitfalls of rushing in to seek love from children, because in doing so, we may inadvertently cause suffering. On the other hand, there are significant benefits to self in raising children and working through our childhood hurt and toward healing. There are also benefits to our species in breaking cycles of violence by raising children who are loved and cared for appropriately. Earlier this year, I listened to care-experienced Australian comedian Corey White talk about his remedy for Australia's appalling child protection system, which is that we need to incentivise prospective parents to not have children, prospective parents who are, for whatever reason, not in a good space to care for them. At first I was shocked by Corey's idea, but the more I got to thinking about it, the more I saw some value in it. For example, we know now about cycles of abuse, that people who have not processed their own childhood injuries can go on unwittingly to hurt others. Therefore, why not prevent these cycles by not bringing more children into the world who will suffer because their parents are not able to care for them appropriately? In Australia, we currently have 48,000 children in the state care system, so Corey's idea would only stop that number growing, not remedy the situation for children and young people already in the system. But there is considerable merit, I think, in care-experienced people being open and honest about their experiences of child raising so that younger ones can be better prepared to take on the responsibility or decided against it until they're in a place where they can optimise care for their offspring. So that's the, so thanks Callum, that's just, I've just run through the application. Let me know whether that's useful or whether you would like me to contact somebody else, a professional, to do this for you. Thanks very much.